Yo, what's good, family? Hope you're having a very good day. Welcome back to another daily live stream, where in today's stream, we have heard numerous interesting announcements regarding regulatory frameworks, regarding kaspa, and equally in this stream, I'm starting to do that expansion. We're going to be talking about much more than just kaspa. There are a number of assets that, in my personal belief, it's not financial advice of course, can perform extremely well this year, especially around the AI sector. So we're going to be talking about a couple of them, how they performed as of late so far, and where we can see it going forward as well. So as we delve into the current statement of the market, we can see Bitcoin is currently at $90,500. Not really moving much today, as we can see, which this could very well change tomorrow when the market's open. We are seeing you might see the market start to show some volatility, considering that next week we're hoping to see developments regarding potentially Supreme Court ruling on Trump's tariffs, and equally we'll be seeing the verdict or the progression with the market structure bill. We've got some updates on that, which we can see right here. According to the US Senate Banking Committee, Chairman Senator Tim Scott is moving forward on digital asset market structure legislation. We can see right here, this legislation is about making America the crypto capital of the world. The next generation of jobs and innovation is built here, not overseas, which is a very big step considering all of 2024 and equally in this transition period of 2025 last year, it was very much control crypto as opposed to let it thrive. And I understand the risks that come with this new technology asset of cryptocurrencies and blockchain, but it was so restrictive that nothing could be done. That happened from Joe Biden and Gary Gensler and the old SEC, and now we're seeing this new administration starting to be more supportive, which is good for the overall sentiment and therefore progression of this market going forward. But we need clear rules still. When we set clear rules, we give entrepreneurs the confidence to start companies, hire workers, and grow right here in the United States. We also make it harder for criminals and foreign adversaries to use new technology to rip off Americans or undermine our financial system. After months of serious bipartisan work, it's time to move this forward and deliver real results to the American people. Now, I have already made a post about this, I think relatively recently, where Ellen Terrett, who is talking to the senators and politicians and whatnot, who has a bit more of an insight, therefore she is under the interpretation that we are probably not going to see, and again, she may be wrong, and I wouldn't be against her being wrong, but she is under the interpretation that March, 2 months from now, is the absolute earliest we will see the market structure bill implemented and signed and sent to Trump's desk. It could even be delayed and taken till the summer. It really depends on how in a bipartisan matter, how the two parties work together to get this bill pushed out, sent to Trump's desk. Tim Scott is very adamant and very eager that we'll end up seeing it soon. We know they're going to be talking again on the 14th, I believe, which is on the Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be seeing that come through. We'll see what progression is going to come through from that. Hopefully it's good, and then we'll see it move on to the next stage. Again, time will tell. But this is, of course, very important. As I've mentioned time and time again in this chat, in this community, the primary number one reasons the likes of JP Morgan, BlackRock, all these big Wall Street institutions, why they haven't put more capital, not even got involved yet in crypto, is because they are still unsure on the regulatory frameworks. The regulatory uncertainty is one they're not getting involved. So the sooner we get this legislation passed, the sooner we have some clarity, the sooner we see billions and billions and even not trillions of dollars pumped into crypto, sending it a lot higher. We've currently got a $3.09 trillion market cap, which is much lower than we were during our peak. We can see not that long back in the last year or so, we saw, I think almost reached 5, more so reached 4.28. It felt like it was a lot higher, but during the absolute peak, we saw a $4.28 trillion market cap with all the signs saying it's going to go a lot higher, and it did not. We saw it come back down. Now it's hovering around 3 again, but I'm under the belief that we'll see it go a lot higher in 2026. Bitcoin dominance still very much growing right now. We'll see where it goes from here, but we are got some other assets that are going to see a lot more adoption, and we'll see Bitcoin dominance fall off with the release of more ETFs, be it for XRP, for HBAR, Litecoin, Cardano, Solana, whatever. There are multiple other assets, altcoins out there that They have ETF filings that are already like impending. We'll see them hopefully approved this year, and we'll see Wall Street start to hedge more in. Once you get regulatory frameworks, euphoric rallies across the board, especially for those with ETF filings. So that's just the general market census right now. If you look at Casper right now, it's also not moving much, currently down 0.58%, valued at 4.68 cents, which still trading within this period here between the two support and resistance zones here of 4.8 and equally here at 4.5. We'll see where it goes from here. And one of the interpretation, you might see Casper make a correction towards this level down here of 4.5, be find support there, and then we'll see if it makes that reversal as well. We have a lot coming out for Casper in the not too distant future, so whatever corrective behavior we see will be me choosing that as an opportunity to DCA, dollar cost average, buy the dips. In anticipation, you're going to see Casper absolutely rip this year, which I think Casper's going to be one of the best performers in 2026. Could be quite a bold statement to say, but considering what's coming out for it, the adoption that we're starting to see, the developments, and how innovative it is, I think you've got a good chance you could start seeing Casper make some significant gains, especially considering the sort of adoption and what we've been hearing from institutions, especially that I've been showing to my VIP community, the sort of language they're using. Like I made a post a few days back where you saw Baker McKinsey, who is a massive, well-respected law firm, who their client list is 90% of the Fortune 500 companies, and they're here using language that easily correlates to the workings of DRI Desert Energy and KRI and what they're doing with Casper. Data centers, be able to avoid these regulatory hurdles in a very decentralized manner effectively. The winners of 2026 will be those that embrace flexible principle-based regulations. That's what Warp Core is with Casper. It's a very big deal, so Casper could be huge in my personal belief. There are many other assets that I think also stand a good shot, and I'm looking forward to see them doing very, very well, which comes predominantly around AI, but there are a number of assets you can look at. Sebek, currently up 5% right now, hovering around this zone here, this evident level of resistance right now. We'll see where it moves from here. You got Ondu, Raw asset, got a lot of connection to BlackRock and whatnot. Tau had a massive run early on. Many AI projects had a very, very big run earlier on. Well, Tau not necessarily big, but it was a strong run nonetheless. Virtuals went absolutely parabolic, and equally Render as well, which I will show that as well here. Render USDT, you can also see Render did very, very well. Went up over 2x in the first week of 2026. It's currently up about 80%. So if you were buying at the beginning of this year in Render, you're already sitting very, very comfy. So we're getting some more of the posts. Any other cryptos people want to look at, of course, I'll look through them. But we're getting some of the posts right now, some big announcements to start off with. We will be getting through some Casper content. We have 3 or 4 big posts and equally a big announcement in Casper related stuff here as well. To start off with, this is post here from Travel Lad Crypto, which I could not agree with more so. Casper needs businesses, builders, adoption, and so forth. It has the tech undoubtedly for success, which we understand that we all understand and know that Casper, technology speaking wise, is the most superior and innovative in this space. What it needs though is the adoption, the utilization, the use case. Travelad here apparently is a part owner of an upcoming restaurant chain considering options for the associated crypto tokens. He's proposed Casper payment as a payment method in the physical restaurant, which in itself would be extremely big news. Somebody asked here, what's the point of that? Seems kind of scammy, which you could ask the question, that's fair enough, but it is a big deal. It's real world use case, real world adoption that gets it into the eyes of the general public and also gets crypto used more so. No offense taken, fair question. Funds initial business expansion from initial investors, fueling expansion, and also would be very good to look at Casper as well. And this is interesting as well because it's actually something that Wolfie's Bar, they already do this. They have a store in London. They're also expanding, to my knowledge, in South Africa as well. And they offer, of course, your standard, fiat currency, your pound, or whatever you're paying in. But they also offer payments in Bitcoin and also in Casper. And it is actually a big deal that you see in merchants and businesses do that, because it brings more eyes towards the project, which is great to see. So we'll hopefully see more merchants, small, medium businesses, and other institutions starting to utilize Casper. We already know KRI apparently have their sandbox of Warp Core phase 1 out, which banks are apparently utilizing Caspa's infrastructure on Warp Core, which means that they are doing everything as usual, but on Caspa's decentralized fast finality 10 BPS network, which is a very big feat. And actually, just to kind of move on after to segue from that, the big announcement comes right here and now. I'm not sure how many of you, I'm sure quite a lot of you are perfectly aware of the blockchain banter individuals created by the likes of Levendi and Chris Hutchison, and they also have the likes of Kara, and I believe it is also what's glitching here. I'm trying to forget. Juan. There you go. Juan. Those two are responsible for the United States blockchain banters that take place on Twitter. So call it into that time zone. Well, due to their expansion and I guess they're working to what we've been doing here, it looks like myself and CryptoPumps we have now officially joined the blockchain banter team, and we'll be therefore doing streams. So in a similar format you see blockchain banter do on the Twitters, both Kara and Juan and also Chris and Levendi, and where they're getting interviews with people and just having these massive spaces just full of alpha content. You'll start seeing that visually as well on YouTube starting Tuesday. So starting Tuesday, coming 13th of January, you're going to start seeing every single week you will see me and CryptoPump stream, go live on YouTube at the very same time, and you'll see us just basically doing similar thing to what they're doing, bringing on guests and spreading more knowledge about what is taking place on Caspa and on crypto as well, which is really big news. And I won't confirm, I won't say it just yet because we're still getting the absolute confirmation, but it's a very, very high chance that the first stream next Tuesday will have a very, very interesting guest. And equally, the following week, still getting absolute confirmation sort of right now, but next week, following week, 20th of January, will also have a very, very big guest as well. I'm hoping all of January, the next three Tuesdays in January, all the January Tuesdays will have some very, very big guests talking about what they're building in Caspa, names that I'm sure you all will respect and know and get the insight on what's been going on as well. And we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully we see it go bigger and better from here on as well, and you get some extra insight, and hopefully also see their faces, and maybe even see, if they can show their screen, see what it is they're actually doing as well. It's great seeing it on the AMAs on Twitter, but actually be able to visually see it as well as another added benefit that you don't get really on Twitter. So we're going to have that starting on Tuesday. Shout out to CryptoPumps. Going to be a lot of fun. Of course, bear with us as we're going to do it for the first time, working out some kinks, but it's interesting. And I'm very excited for the first guest. Very, very excited. You might argue that the Blockchain Banter YouTube is going to take over the XXIM podcast. A little bit of friendly rivalry going on there. We'll see what happens though. But that is the big announcement for the stream today in regard to what we're going to go forward. If you can't tune in every single day, which I recommend you do so, because the content here I think is informative, and you'll see a lot more coming out as well in regard to crypto, of course, your Caspa related content as well. But you'll see a lot of information and stuff we talk about here daily regarding crypto. But if you want, especially alpha, more so alpha in particular regarding Caspa, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. BST, you should be tuned in here. And you'll see the announcements coming through in the Discord server and equally on Twitter as well. So stay tuned for all of that, family. Now, before we get to some more big Caspa and crypto related news right now, welcome back once more, Double D, he gang, welcome back, my man, and you too, Kryptoni, March and Aries, welcome. Like the video, the stream as you should. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Caspa is about to rock it. It is a matter of time. It is a matter of time. I do think we've still got some patience about us. I don't know. I don't currently see any foreseeable catalysts that will send crypto rocketing in January. I'd love to be wrong. Right now, I think we're going to hold strong in January. That's my hope. And then starting to go into February time with the progression of the market structure bill, with hopefully some more announcements regarding the new Fed chair. Maybe the current Fed under Jerome Powell starts to actually incentivize some more rate cuts, some positive macro data, the development and steps towards the midterms, which start from March to November, to my knowledge, in the United States. So I think you'll see this month probably a little bit quiet, starting the new year, and then you'll start seeing it go much further on, going towards February, March ending of Q1 and then really rallying up. And based on the sources that I've seen and the belief, there's a general belief from many of the leading institutions and fintech leaders that you should see an all-time high in Bitcoin before the end of Q2 2026, so before July. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm optimistic about it. I think it's a possibility given where we're going to be going, and also come May, after May, that's when Jerome Powell will be officially replaced. Whether it's Hassett or whether it's somebody else, we'll have to wait and see. But this new Fed chair more than likely will align with Trump's goals, which Trump's goals is to have 1% interest rates and, well, printing of money. Now, what that does for inflation and stuff and the general economy, we'll have to just wait and see. But if the new Fed chair aligns with Trump's agenda and starts really pumping that liquidity in, you'll see the market start to snowball significantly. And when that peak eventually comes in, whenever that is, I'm still under the interpretation of seeing a massive crash following that, but that's the information and the insight that we're looking into and trying to get ahead of more so in the VIP community, which you can find more in there. Links to that down below in the description. And yes, it will explode. I'm hoping you'll see a big run up soon enough. Welcome back, Gosu, as well, brother. And you too, Dimitar, Kaspa, Walmart Face. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time. And yeah, I know, very, very exciting stuff hearing the expansion of this community, this channel, and therefore seeing a lot more content that will be aligned with us Caspians as well, come to the channel as well. I've been trying to do that, get that in the workings for the last few weeks and months or so, and it's starting to actually bear fruits now. So hopefully we can see it continue and start to make a full, like a full ecosystem and full growth coming from that as well. So it's exciting stuff. So you will end up probably seeing more general crypto content on my channel, of course, more videos and live streams generally. These live streams won't always be Casper dedicated. They'll be, as is kind of today's stream, a bit broader. But at least, as it stands right now, every single Tuesday, it more than likely than not will be very Casper related, being an alpha regarding what's being built within Casper, just what's being built within Web3 as well, which is really exciting stuff, be it for the Case Social, be it for Igra Labs, be it for maybe even what Cashback are doing or KRI, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, very exciting stuff. Good evening, Grezza. You're doing very, very well. DC, it's been a minute, brother. You're doing very, very well. Welcome back. Lafoon, nice to see you or hear from you too. It's been a while now since I have face cam. I'm not sure how long it's been now, a good few months now, but haven't got bored of my face evidently yet. Hopefully we see we stick around a lot longer. Pure fundamentals and TA, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, that is ultimately what we cover in this channel. We do a lot of fundamentals and actual developments and news sources. That's kind of this is a kind of a news crypto channel. We don't talk. I mean, we'll speculate here and there, but we don't talk about 100x potential yard, these buzzword type of things that you see many others do. While there are possibilities as such, we don't tend to preach that on this channel. We just do very base TA to give an understanding of the market trajectory and market movement for the day and for the immediate short term, and then fundamentals what we've seen taking place today as well. The Tuesday streams will have basically a bit more of a deeper technical element to it, expanding more so on, you know, it's all well and good me maybe explaining what's being built on Igra Labs, for example, like when I make my posts here. I make my posts here regarding what's being built on Igra Labs. It's all well and good me, you know, making the assumption and kind of educated guess on what's being built based on my research and what I've conducted. But it's another thing entirely if you hear the likes of Ashton and Pavel, who are both inner workings of Igra, them explain it would be a much broader insight as well. So that would be really, really cool as well. I didn't know the boy Jay was showing his face on the regular now. I'm not reading out that last sentence, but yeah, on the regular now, every single stream there should be a face cam. If never a face cam, it's probably because I'm ill or something along that lines, and I don't want to show my face like I look like death. But otherwise, then I will be face camming all the time, videos and streams as well, of course. And we'll see again a lot more content coming out. The streams should be daily now. I don't see why the streams can't be daily anymore. And if there's not, of course, I'll make an announcement in the Discord, and I've also in the free Discord server got a schedule so you know what times I will be going live from this point forward, which to announce it or even to, I mean, I'll showcase it on stream, but it will definitely, I mean, it's going to be for my time zone, but it's 7 p.m. BST on a Monday, 9 p.m. BST on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And this is also the time that blockchain banter starts. So this is the Tuesday is going to be blockchain banters. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it should be at around 8 p.m. BST, which is the time basically we start today. That's the timing going forward as well. And that should be for every single day from this point forward. And then videos I'll be getting out as frequently as possible. Hopefully we'll get it out almost daily, or at least 3 or 4 or 5 a week, but see how much time I got. I'm hoping I can get that time now. Pump's an awesome guy. I met him in Berlin and really down to earth. Yeah, I've had a few very, very nice conversations and jokes with him. Me and him have already got that banter element going on, to say the least. We were talking earlier, getting the kinks sorted out for our first guest and whatnot, and yeah, already bouncing with each other very, very well, I can't lie. So it should be a lot of fun, to say the very least. Having not been around much, what's the rationale for an extended cycle? You sure this isn't cope? I ain't got a clue with this cycle now. It hasn't gone to plan. It's a very, very good question, DC. So to get into it, the common thing you'll hear from Raoul Pal, which I would care to agree to, and truth be told, I was under this interpretation before I heard Raoul Pal say it comes along to the business cycle. This is something that I told my VIPs months back as well, which is why we've been DCAing continuously, and well, selling at the right points, but and buying at the right points, but DCAing quite a lot. If you look at the last cycles, for example, the last cycle, you saw April 2020, and the peak in March 2021. And then you line that with what you saw with Bitcoin in the last cycle. You go here. April 2020 was around here. And then you saw the first peak, March, April 2021. Of course, then you saw the pullback and the double top here. But point being is Bitcoin followed the ISM business cycle. Now, this did align with the 4-year Bitcoin halving as well. So that's why for the longest time, and I think also the reason why you don't get many viewers right now is because many investors are under the interpretation that the 4-year cycle's over, we're going into a bear market. There's no point to paying attention to crypto. I care to differ. Our research has told us the 4-year cycle's come to an end. I've showcased numerous documents, and I've showcased even more in my VIP, kind of proof, if you will, of the 4-year cycle being officially coming to an end, and it aligns with the ISM business cycle. The way that ISM functions, to understand it plainly, is if the number's below 50, it means the general US economy is contracting, it's losing money, or it's getting smaller, if you will. If it's above 50, it's growing, it's expanding. So last cycle, we saw it go from this 41 in 2020, April, where Bitcoin also was near a bottom, and then you saw make a massive run up above 50, reaching as high as 64. And then you saw Bitcoin also make that top and then double top around here as well. But you saw the ISM run up. Since the cycle came to an end, you've seen the ISM rally above 50 3 months in the last 3 to 4 years. You haven't seen enough liquidity to actually cause a rally or such. You've seen Bitcoin still make all-time highs and go higher and higher, but the ISM, we still, for the last 3 years, have been in a contracting US economy. So by and large, there's been no money circulating for the last 3 or 4 years. And that's also very commonly spoken as well. What tends to also follow very soon to also cause a Bitcoin rally and crypto rally is the ending of quantitative tightening, QT. That only ended in December, just gone. The Fed ended QT as of December 10th or so. Otherwise, QT has been continuously ongoing since COVID, pretty much. So now you're seeing that end, and you're going to start seeing QE and money printing hopefully soon enough. You'll start seeing the money injected into it, money expand, and you'll see ISM going higher, and that will hopefully correlate to likely will correlate to the rallying of crypto and especially altcoins as well. But you can go further back as well. We can go to the last Bitcoin cycle as well. You got last time Bitcoin, last cycle before that last cycle as well. Which is all the way back here, 2018. So Bitcoin peak here, December 2017, and the low down here. And you go to the ISM. So you're looking at December 2017 ISM as well. 2017 is here. So you saw 2017 around here. Bitcoin peaked around here. So ISM was above at this point here, but otherwise then it's very much just correlate to the ISM. So that is the long answer, DC, as to why I very much believe that we are going to be seeing the bull cycle continue. If anything, the bull cycle was halted last year, considering that 2025 crypto actually ended negatively. Bitcoin started, if you consider Bitcoin as the kind of S&P 500 for crypto, which it technically is, Bitcoin started 2025 here at around about 94k, give or take, but it ended here around 88k. So Bitcoin actually ended the year, so crypto ended the year effectively, therefore, down about 5%. So 2025, despite the booms and the busts we kind of saw, it was not a overall bullish year. The ISM stayed below 50, and now, given the growth in what we're seeing with AI, with what we're seeing with crypto and regulations coming out now, a key catalyst is seeing money being pumped into the economy from these big banks who are now adopting blockchain and everything else, with a new Fed coming in, that'll start to hopefully inject liquidity as well. We should start seeing the market start to rally again this year. That's what my insight tells me. I've got hundreds of documents and alpha documentation in my VIP you can check out and kind of bolster your knowledge and insight. If you want to find out more, links are down below. Go check that out. 7-day free trials going on right now as well. And equally a 1-month free trial. Each starts with BYDFI. All links down below in the description. Now, expanding the brand, yes. Definitely expanding the brand. It's going to be an exciting thing, no doubt. Jay, who is the first guest? You'll see an announcement very, very shortly. We have basically confirmed it. It's just a question of whether we're going to see one or maybe even two guests. Right now, we seem to have one guest locked in, the exciting guest. And then we'll see if we get more in the coming. Well, we'll see. We have another one potentially lined up. We'll see if it gets confirmed or not. It's a guest that you'll all be familiar with. I'll make an announcement on Twitter and in the Discord community, the free server. Hopefully Sunday night, if not Monday, you'll see an announcement about it. I've already got the thumbnail kind of sorted out. We're just going to see if we get any more guests or not, though. I told you Trump wasn't capping interest rates on credit cards. Yeah, I have seen that. I haven't looked too much into it, so I don't want to talk about it on stream because I'm not delved deeper into it to the point where I can talk about it. I just saw a post about that, but I have seen something regarding starting on the new, starting on the 20th or something like that, or starting next week. You're going to see Trump. It was like 10% or something, or something along that line. Where was it? I saw the post earlier and I can't remember where I saw it now, but yeah, he seemed to have something regarding credit cards caps or whatnot. I'll see if I can find it and I'll post it in my community either way. Actually, I know where it is. It'll be here. They would have posted about it. Yeah. Calls for 10% cap on credit card interest rates for 1 year, effective January 20th. So you're going to probably see a form of reaction in those in that kind of financial sector next week when the markets open again. We'll have to wait and see though. Yeah, but that's quite a big update to come out. And yes, actually, always, if you enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. Now, to get into some more, let's get into the more Casper content right now. We had this post from EasyODev, which is a very big one, delving more so into the fact it looks like Python is actually up and running, if I'm not mistaken here. 30 seconds to get a Python app up and running integrated with Casper. Credits to SmartGoo, both for the Casper Python SDK and the example Python API application. So it looks like Python elements, if you will, are now implemented, and therefore developers and institutions are able to get a Python app up and running and integrated with Casper, which, if I'm not mistaken, your big companies, the likes of PayPal, the likes of Stripe, these institutions, they actually run on Python. So via logic, therefore, you could see Python, PayPal and Stripe level applications running on top of Casper, integrating on Casper in the not too distant future. Python, EasyODev made an announcement about it, I believe yesterday or so, about also the significance of why Python's so big, and it's because it's the second largest coding language. Let's see how far back I have to go to find it, is the question. But Python's the second largest coding language. Yeah, second most used programming language in 2025, main language in AI apps as well, which is huge, especially considering what we're going to talk about in this stream. And definitely a favorite choice for students, also in maths field. So I'm not afraid to say it is significant as it opens integration doors for any Python stack. So this is huge to see. It means that you can end up importing Python apps to Casper, which could definitely be an added benefit for seeing more adoption come into the platform as well. And also another news, according to the KRI here, a post here from Bitcoin Daily just says farms in the Netherlands using Bitcoin mining to keep stable temperature inside the greenhouse, which is quite an interesting use for and a very smart and interesting use for Bitcoin miners, of course, because they overheat and whatnot. So using that to keep the temperature in a greenhouse to help the crops, pretty cool idea. And Casper Lioness just asked the KRI if they could be done with Casper mining as well and node running, and they completely agree. They said yes, for a lot of crops this works well, but in many you also need a carbon source. It would be cool to make a model for farmers that work out to economic incentives, and it also seems that this could be a potential, or the idea is being put forward that this could be a potential early implementation into Olive Chain. We don't know all the projects KRI have got going on for Casper. We are aware of Asset Mint, especially Warp Core, Gigawatt, ZETX. We've heard the Airspace 3D one as well, and Olive Chain as well. But there are apparently, according to her from Rory a few months back, I believe, north of 20 or 30 projects that are, some of them under NDs, non-disclosures, that KRI have got with Casper that they're trying to build, and it's exciting stuff. Hopefully soon enough we'll see all of these projects coming onto Casper, and that will also help correlate to more institutional use case, and that will increase that demand for Casper as it's utilized, and that will correlate to that rally in price that we are patiently still waiting for. I haven't decided if I like it yet, but I'll see what I like. By all means, DC, go for it. Credit card companies are going to be issuing new credit to anyone under the 700 credit score, pretty much, force people to pay larger chunks of the principal off. Okay, but again, I'm not by any means saying that you're wrong, Cryptony. I will need to look through it myself. What you're saying makes sense to me, so I'm like, yeah, cool. The actual implications of how it's going to affect like the markets, for example, that's something that I imagine, at least on paper, it sounds like it'd be a positive, because it means you're going to see more issuing of it's going to be force people to pay larger chunks, which means you're going to see people starting to pay more, which benefits and more capital circling around as well. So I have to wait and see how that manifests going forward. I doubt these big things run entirely on Python. I don't imagine they probably entirely run on Python either. No, but they have elements that are Python driven. So that will be good for that, which is good enough. Now, I read today that Casper and Zcash are going to work together. That is bullish. Yes, you've been seeing a lot of posts by that. I personally think that it's engagement farming. I've not heard anything concrete about that. The connection that we have is knowing that the Zcash developer, core dev, and Son Polinsky go way back since the OG Bitcoin days, and they are mates. They're basically family. And you also heard Yoni mention in the Discord community last month that he was speaking to the likes of the Zcash team, Solana team, and equally the Near Protocol team, and more teams in Abu Dhabi about the BlockDAG protocol. And they all loved the idea of it and wanted to help push the knowledge of BlockDAG out into the general public, to the wider space. So we know they do find the technology stack of Casper, and you even heard Nick Szabo say that BlockDAG is very promising. So they do love the idea of it. But I've not seen any confirmation that Zcash CEO has joined Casper. The whole team disbanded due to a dispute between the parent company, and that's why Zcash dumped the way it did a couple of days back. It's still down today, down 9% today, so it's still on this path downwards. But you saw it, jump down almost 20%, finishing down like 10% or so, and it's still on that downwards trend right now, unsurprisingly. But I haven't heard any confirmation that means that Zcash team is joining Casper. It's just the connection people are making because Son Polinsky is friends with them. So people believe it's a possibility, but I haven't heard anything concrete about that just yet. But if it happened, it would be bullish. I don't disagree with that. It's just a question of if and when it does happen. Now, before we get into more of the questions, let's get into a bit more of the content. It's going to be slightly striving away from Casper now, but it is still going to be very, very relevant, especially considering what we just spoke about. Remember, we just spoke about EasyODev, talking about how Python is, now being implemented into Casper, and they are also perceived as core elements as the main language in AI apps as well. So what we're talking about right now is going to be talking about other cryptos that I equally think are going to be very promising this year, and they are also quite heavily correlating around AI, and this could inherently benefit Casper given what's being built in it as well. So the first one here comes from the Render network. Those who are not aware, Render is an asset that I have been looking and been on my radar for quite some time. I've spoken about it kind of in passing on this channel, and this is the first time that I'm kind of dedicating an actual section to it, and that might become a more common thing because it's one of the assets that I've also showed to my VIPs. There are many that I'm showing to my VIPs, but this one in particular is one that I'm quite happy on, and there's some other ones, but this one is also one I'm quite excited about. You're seeing a lot of significant developments in AI. At the beginning of this week, you had the CES event, which is like the big event where you saw NVIDIA CEO, and equally you saw the CEO of, just double checking who it was, NVIDIA CEO and also the CEO of AMD speak at this event. CES is basically like the biggest tech event in the world. So, and this event also is what I believe spearheaded AI's run at the beginning of this year. So RenderNet will make a post here talking about how there were 2026 CES showed us something important. The future isn't gadgets, it's converging technologies building the AI-powered spatial world. 3 themes stood out. Spatial and immersive media is here, so headset-free displays, 6K 3D displays, and ultra-thin OLEDs, alternative screens into Windows, into 3D worlds. So that is a significant boost we've seen in development and technology, and also you can see kind of the image of that, how that goes here, and that's kind of been done with AI. AI is now infrastructure. That is a key element there as well. When you saw CEOs from the likes of AMD and NVIDIA announce a cloud AI cloud gigafactory, NVIDIA unveiled Rubin, its first 6-chip AI platform of models AI native storage, and a new personal AI supercomputer. Also very big, so the future of AI is built on massive integrated compute. And the final part here, content creation is becoming physical world AI. Also very big news, where you've got Runway's Gen 4.5 video model is running on NVIDIA's Vera Rubin, alongside FIFA's AI-enabled referee view. So it's another big deal here. The TLDR, now we're going to get into the actual reason why it's so significant. TLDR, if the future of media is 3D, simulated and generative, and it runs on GPU infrastructure. This is why render matters. Now, why does that render matter? Well, because we are seeing the growth of AI more and more and more. It means that anything that, and what AI also need for it is these NVIDIA chips, these chips that allow for the more efficient and the hardware that allows them to run properly. That's why you're seeing NVIDIA pumping out chips continuously right now, because they need this stuff to help accommodate for the extremely demanding software that is AI. Right now, the hardware is what's lacking. But this also means that if you look at it, think about before the whole AI wave, those who understand about computers and have even built computers, RAM was cheap. RAM is now extortionately expensive compared to what it used to be. You've seen a significant run up on RAM, the value of RAM, because they are necessary when it comes to, as well as chips, but necessary when it comes to the development and utilization of AI and building of AI. Now, why is render significant here? Well, render is perceived as a bit of a niche because their main focus seems to all be around kind of the 3D designing with AI sort of elements, right? That's what they're perceived to be. That's what they're perceived to be, kind of a little bit of a niche with 3D AI, and they have made some significant developments. And one of render's biggest selling points is the fact that a render is perceived as this sort of Airbnb for GPUs. With Render's network, you can borrow the GPU power to basically help in building and utilizing the power to end up, whether it is doing 3D renders or whatever it may be, or even utilizing AI. So vendor network stands at a very, in my belief, a very, very opportune position right now, because with, as I get my post up here as well, I can see it, vendor effectively solves the issues that come with extortionately expensive hardware, because not everybody can afford to buy the latest NVIDIA chip to accommodate for it. With vendor, you can democratize and rent out the compute hardware, the compute power to do the job you need to do. So that puts vendor for me in quite a strong spot. That's with AI continually growing more and more in adoption. There will be a bubble that bursts eventually, but I don't think that bubble's kind of burst just yet. Vendor for me is in a very strong spot given the protocol and what it provides. The ability, the possibility for you to borrow out GPU power so you haven't got to spend this extortionate money to build your own supercomputers to be able to run AI effectively. So it's a very, very big deal. And I think it's going to be significant, and you're going to see a lot of institutions want to get involved in this element as well. Tao's also a good bet for AI as well, because they have the whole subnet thing where you have, because of the subnets, it means that the AIs are competing and learning against each other as well, which is also something that, based on my premium insights, what institutions are also trying to find as well, a way where AI can grow without it being so expensive. These projects like Tao and Render, they make the process that these institutions want more affordable, cheaper, which is something that is going to be a definite selling point when institutions actually are willing to get involved. Once these hurdles are kind of been hurdled, they've been scaled, you'll start seeing them starting to actually look more towards these projects. And in regards to Render as well, they also made their recap here of the central report. The one part that is also significant that they mentioned about is their Dispersed, which Dispersed is also a very, very interesting piece of architecture, if you will, protocol within the vendor network. Dispersed, to kind of give a very short rundown of it, it basically means that it's their AI agent marketplace. No, tell a lie, complete tell a lie here. Disperse is basically it's their distributed GPU computing platform, so it has their own compute subnet as well, which helps more so in the development of AI and LLMs. So where vendors always has been perceived as a 3D rendering network, which is a very small niche market within crypto in itself, it now can actually compete with these massive companies thanks to this Dispersed. So the likes of Amazon Web Services or the likes of Google Cloud, this sort of Dispersed thing allows vendor to have the ability to compete with these centralized leading in AI or elements within it as well, and I guess launch own automated autonomous AI agents as well. This came out, this kind of was explained in a conference relatively recently as well. So it's still quite a niche thing to understand, but it's something that I'm eagerly trying to learn more about. I've been following Render for a bit, and this stuff here is stuff that I'm learning more about. And for me, it just sounds like a very interesting opportunity, something that I'm looking into. Of course, not financial advice, always do your own research, but Render's one that I'm hedging my bets on as a potential AI player. It's already done very well at the beginning of this year, and with AI being a niche that I think is going to continue growing this year, I think Render's going to be a strong play, in my, again, personal belief. I mentioned Tau already. I also think Virtuals is a relatively decent shout as well. Virtuals had launched, I believe it was 2024 Virtual Protocol. It didn't launch that long ago, truth be told. But they've made their whole kind of strategic 2026 update here as well, with the launching of other protocol stuff coming out, Pegasus, Unicorn, and Titan, solidifying their AI agent marketplace. One thing that's going to be big, and remember what Jonathan Polinsky mentioned way back when, that he's building, what he's doing right now, trying to build on Kaspa, is in the interpretation that the next 1 million users or 1 billion users will be AI agents into crypto. So knowing that, and then knowing what is being done with AI agents right now, well, it looks like, that's also why when we talk about AI agents, I think it does also have correlation to Kaspa, given that its protocol, what's being built, does have some semblance in relation to what's happening on AI. But AI being in a growing niche, it's for me a an important market that I don't think can be avoided right now. There, you've got your meme market, you've got your gaming market, you've got your real world asset market. And I think they're all going to do well this year in their respective fields. I think AI is going to be a significant runner, given what's happening with NVIDIA and AMD and other AI dedicated companies, and it's growing more and more. We'll see where it goes from here. All the documents that I've looked through as well recently, it's all talking about AI. And there's one thing hearing it on like the mainstream media, when you're hearing this from classified documents and what they're saying to their clients, it holds more weight, in my personal belief. But if you want to find out more about that, check out the VIP. Links are down below in the description. You've got free trials there. You can access all the documentation there, all the interviews that we posted in there as well. And equally, you'll get access to tomorrow's executive roundtable taking place. We'll be talking through these documents and reading more so on what these projects are and why we're so bullish on them right now as a potential hedge to what's going to happen. There's one in particular that we've been looking at, AI-related project that has already made a significant run-up, a very, very massive run already. And we'll see where it goes from here. It's a micro cap, so it's a small asset, which means a higher risk, but the reward so far has been very, very big. It's had a massive run already at the beginning of this year, so we'll hopefully see it continue going forward as well. And we'll see also how kaspa quality is as well. Because we are seeing, we've seen, still trying to, while still expanding from just being kaspa into more crypto-related content, kaspa still are kind of our sole focus, and what's being built on kaspa does have correlations to AI, which just means that with growth of AI and what is trying to be built on kaspa, it also means it could benefit kaspa as well, which is exciting stuff, truth be told. So don't sleep on AI. We've seen that if we can look at the AI, I've got my wish list here. We can see kind of assets that I am kind of looking at in a general census. Some of your memes here. It's not a full list of everything. It's just ones that I have made public. Kind of your memes here: Turbo Bonk, Pepe. Bonk's done decent recently in the last 7 days or so. Render's done very, very well. Virtual's done very well. You can see like the AI projects are all done very, very well. I think you'll see that continue as the year progresses on, and you see AI growing more as a niche as well. But we'll be here for that, and you'll see me talking about it. You'll probably see videos about it before and after they actually have their run up as well, so stay tuned. They will need kaspa for utility and new devs. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Zcash will. I'm sure in the future to be many, if not all, will probably need kaspa, given its decentralized nature and its ability to actually scale and in the fast finality. When everything starts getting congested due to the real-world adoption and onboarding, kaspa will be able to scale with latency with Dagnar as well. So I'm sure in the future to be, most, if not all, will start coming to something like kaspa. Yeah, the whole team quit. The Zcash team quit. Whether they come to kaspa or not, we don't know just yet. We could speculate, we could hope. You don't see what's in it for kaspa? Well, despite the fact that the Zcash team built Zcash, which is a centralized privacy dinosaur coin, whatever you want to call it, the developers behind Zcash, like the core devs, they were there from the OG Bitcoin days. They are intellectual minds. You may not like the project that they represent, but the mind behind them is they all are true cyberpunk tech whiz. That's what they are. Like I would not have. I'd feel very blessed if the likes of Vitalik Buterin was to join on kaspa's team. While you may not like Ethereum, what it represents, all it means is that all of these people are trying to solve the same issue. Well, I mean, some of them are just there purely for profits, I'm sure, but a lot of these cyberpunk devs are all trying to solve the same issue, which is how you can make crypto scalable and how it can be used in the real world. The problem is a lot of them have already panned off that proof of work's impossible to do because Bitcoin didn't work. So they're trying to find their own means. Kaspa's trying to prove that. Some of them are just so locked into what they have built, though, that they don't see what is being built elsewhere. Well, I'm saying that you have had these individuals acknowledge what is being built with kaspa. We've had Buterin acknowledge on Polinsky. You've seen Nick Szabo acknowledge on Polinsky. So these people, if they were to see and understand exactly what's been built with kaspa and how it actually functions, see that it's possibility, they would come over. I don't see why they wouldn't, at least. And it would benefit them. They're not all greedy. They're just maybe misguided. But I don't think the Zcash team is greedy. That's my personal belief, though. Build it on kaspa or go away. I mean, yeah. Again, maybe see in the future, though. Lost a packet on Zcash back in the day. Was sure it was going to be good. It wasn't. I was really surprised when it resurged. Yeah, that's also why the market had a bit of a sour spot recently because, well, Zcash team disbanded. and Zcash was the best performing asset, more or less, or I think it was the best performing asset in that last quarter. You saw it make a 10x. From October 1st, it made a 10x in value, give or take. Actually, made over a 10x in value, and from its bottom to its peak. And then even then, it ended about 7x or so in value up. So it did very, very well. And then the year started to be going down because of all the, disbanding of the devs and whatnot. So yeah, because of that, you saw the markets go a bit sour. I was quite surprised to see it make a resurgence the way it did as well. You saw the niche. I think it's because institutions who are now getting into crypto, as you go back to this article, this is one of my premium insights that come from this document here. This classified document from Signet Bank here, which one of the many things they talk about in here is why they're not getting involved into crypto. Regulatory uncertainty, custody and security concerns, lack of trust, information asymmetry, and sort of stuff. That's the idea of a privacy token would be security and the trust element being built. If it's a privacy token, it means it's it's for you, it's private. That's the idea. I think that's why you saw privacy tokens start to make a bit of a rally at the end of the cycle, end of last year, 2025. But Zcash has obviously proven that it'll probably end up coming back a bit more so, truth be told. Let me know, since you're on the topic, if you can, and it's your show. I used to talk about it on here a year ago on your lives about TARS AI. I'll load up TARS AI real quickly. That is not what I was expecting. If you can let me, if you have I would expect to see TARS AI on here. Maybe it's on CoinGecko. I'm not entirely sure. I know some people have talked about other assets here and there, AI related projects. If it's, I haven't heard of it, so something I had to look into more so to give any form of perception about. But I've not heard of TARS AI. People have told me about. Right, if I go on to cryptocurrency categories and go to AI, I've heard a fair number of AI related projects. People have spoken to me about Aether at one point. People spoke to me about Flux was one people spoke about quite a lot once upon a time as well. I've had people ask me about, AIXBT, that's quite prominent on Twitter as well, actually, or TAI. Oh, here you go. TAI, you got 2.8 cents, 24, almost $25 million market cap. Volume is quite low right now. All time it launched, seemingly relatively, according to CMC, launched relatively recently. It's down about 71% from its launch. Listing wise, Radium, Bybit, Gate, KuCoin, Mexi, Bitstamp by Robinhood. Okay, so it's got some decent exposure right now. I'm again not too well versed with the asset. This is the tokenomics from the looks of things here as well. All of it's been unlocked. That's the max supply of around 1 billion total supply. Circulating seems to be just short of that. Bybit airdrop team that was burned, guessing around launch, governance reward staking. Okay, well, I might want to look into one of the first AI focused ecosystems on the Solana blockchain. Right, okay, well, I mean, if it's the one thing that I believe is being AI is backed by Solana and partners NVIDIA. Yeah, I mean that alone could spell good news for it. Could being the main word there. You will see with AI growing more and more. I think you'll see quite a significant run up on many AI projects. The thing that you've got to keep in mind is there will be there'll be risky AI or self-proclaimed AI projects out there that aren't actually offering anything. People are trying to take advantage of that. You'll see a big run up on AI, but equally a big collapse on AI when the time comes as well. This could be one. The chart doesn't look great, in all honesty. But you could say the same thing for many assets that have made big, good comebacks. I mean, truth be told, when we all are, well, pretty much all of us here are Kaspa holders, it's going to be very, very hard to look at another asset because of what Kaspa is and as a project and an asset itself, but also because its chart is one of the best there is looking wise in this space. Most charts in crypto do look like this, or a lot worse actually. I do think Solana is going to do quite well given its just size and its first mover advantage. And that so Solana does well. You'll see this, I'm sure, do well as a result of it. So it's one I would probably say is worth looking into. I'll even add it. See where it goes from here. But it's tough to say right now. I like the partnerships from what I've heard. I like the listing tool. It would be given its market cap size, it would be a very, very high risk to high reward. Given its current stance right now as well, if you'd see it return to all-time highs, you're looking at roughly a 15 to 15x or so, give or take, 10 to 15x from mass. Yes, about 15x or so. 15 to 20x from here, if it was to return to all-time highs. Would that happen? You're looking at a $300 million market cap. It's not egregious to see. We'll have to wait and see, though. We'll have to wait and see. But that's Tars AI, so thank you for the suggestion, brother. Plan K coming on or what? No, I'm not in contact with Plan K. I would say Kaspa Onion. I've actually spoken to Kaspa Onion in person. A very, very lovely bloke. Great laugh as well. I haven't spoken to collect Plan K ever, but Kaspa Onion, you might see him at one point, but no, the first guest, with respect to Kaspa Onion, he's bigger than Kaspa Onion. The first guest is quite a big guest, a very well-known member within Kaspa. You'll see an announcement in the next 24 hours or so, so just be patient. RAM have reverted to 1990s pricing. I paid £250 for 8 megabytes of RAM back then. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It went very, very cheap because it was oversaturated and there was no need for it. And then you saw AI explode like it has done recently. And because RAM is necessary, it's gone up again. My computer needs more RAM. Well, I say that I'm actually fine. I want to put more RAM into it. I want to put RAM into my computer. My computer's fine now. I've made the upgrades, but I want to put more RAM into my computer just because it's always helpful. But yeah, RAM's become very expensive recently. I guess comparatively, I'm thinking back around COVID time, RAM was like $20, $30 a pop for 8 gigs or something like that. And now you're looking at it's like 100, 150, depending on what you're getting. Now, for some people that's a lot, some people that's not a lot. If I'm just talking about comparatively, you're thinking back 5-6 years ago, it was 30, 40, and now it's 120, 150. Significant increase in RAM pricing. First guess is Shy. No, Shy. I've not reached out to Shy. Shy. I don't know if I will reach out to Shy. I haven't got any intention to do so. It depends on what me and Crypto Pumps want to do. But no, Shy is not currently on our list of people to reach out to. We've reached out to a few right now. We have got verbal confirmation of one, hopefully coming January. We have one in the works, one 90% confirmed, and 2 verbal confirmations that we have to ask again close to the time. That's currently where we're at. But this week's one on Tuesday should be really exciting. Next week one will equally be very exciting. And we'll see what the last Tuesday of the month also has in store for us as well. But just stay tuned because you can see a lot of that stuff coming out. So you'll see exciting Casper Alpha in that regard as well. Plus, again, more stuff coming to the channel in general as well. We've got enough cooks in the Casper ecosystem. Another load might make for even less cohesion. If you're talking about enough people talking about Casper, yeah, I think there's no harm in there being more people coming on. Enough more cooks coming to Casper. It's just a matter of whether they do it with good intentions or not, really. Welcome, Greg. You're doing very, very well, my man. Yeah, the chart did not look the best, but I mean, the chart price-wise doesn't look the best. But then you look at it in market cap, it's still up from where it launched, of course. So market cap is inherently more important than the price, for the time being. So yeah, I think it's one that I'm willing to look into more. So I'm not saying I'm all bullish on this by looking at it alone. It's very rare for that to be in general anyway. So you've got to do more research into it. But I'll look into it more. Maybe I'll talk about it on this channel. Maybe I also give it to maybe something I talk about with my VIP community. Who knows? But it looks interesting, to say the least. And it being on a Solana chain just means that if Solana performs well, that could also benefit it. If else are performing well, that could also benefit it. So it's got avenues to start growing more. But hearing that it's back for Solana and in part of the video is quite big. I'm not big on Solana at all, but people love it for some reason. Well, I can understand why, because the Solana ecosystem is the degen meme coin market. So that could also correlate to that as well. I know there's been some big AI metas on Solana as well. I made some significant gains last year through the AI meta. Some very, very big gains, like easy 10x's with AI meta as well. And that was a lot of fun. And that was something that I'm still holding even now. As you know, because I made my gains in that, I'm just kind of letting it see if it's got a moon back, see if it got up more again. But that if it's on Solana, people tend to like it just because it's Solana. I love kaspa, as we all do, Chris, as we all do. Shot looks pretty disgusting, to be fair. I mean, as of recently, in the last year or so, definitely. Overall, it looks perfectly fine. The hedgehog pattern, if you will, the dinosaur pattern, that looks fine. Compared to most other charts, that looks great, if anything. That doesn't look great. But the all time looks perfectly fine. Market cap wise, it looks the same, like similar. So kaspa is so damn fast, it's insane. Yeah, absolutely insane. Looks better than 99% of the other cryptos. Yeah, 100%. That's your opinion, DC. But I mean, yeah. I know people don't like shy. It's what it is. Good for you, Jay. You've been grafting for ages. I hope you get the exposure you're due. I mean, I hope so as well. Ultimately, it just comes down to the timing of crypto and ultimately how much more work I put into it. kaspa will be its own explosion, but it's also partly why I'm talking more about other cryptos, because while I have utmost faith in kaspa and it is my number one, no, undoubtedly undisputed number one in this space for me, there are assets that I do hold and I feel like I could talk about and I could give more exposure as well. And in doing so, it could bring more people to kaspa as well. Who knows? It's always worth doing so. Welcome, Viley. Hope you're doing very, very well. I appreciate you very much as well. And with that being said, though, that does now conclude today's crypto live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Hopefully I see you all a lot more as well. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time as we were today. Also, I've got my VIP stream tomorrow as well. So if you want to find out more, get alpha insights, learn more other documentation, and even looking more so to the picks we're looking into, check out the VIP stream. You can tune in right now, sign up, get 7-day free trial, and you can tune in, therefore watching the stream tomorrow for free. Joining links are down below in the description, and you find more in the free Discord server as well. Bottom line is, next week's going to be interesting. We've still got to see how tomorrow's going to go as well, but I am still bullish that 2025 is going to be a very, very big year. Leave a like. That being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night, my family and my peoples, and I will see you all in the next